Download it now! Alright, what's up everybody? Today we're doing another Bukkit plugin showcase. That is what we are doing. We are doing another Bukkit showcase, Bukkit plugin showcase. And today we're going over a more advanced plugin. First of all, I'm on my server here, the Land of Ramir. It's the relaunch of KTJX2 Craft, but don't mind that. I'll do a video on that soon. But for now, we're taking a look at the plugin Skript. Skript basically lets you do all kinds of things. And there isn't a lot to show in-game for Skript. I'm going to be showing you quite a few things that are outside of the game, but that relate to the game. I'm going to be showcasing one of the scripts that I've made in order to show off the plugin, but I'm not very good at it yet, and there's so much more that you can do with this plugin. You should definitely check it out. There's forums that have user-made scripts and things like that, and they're just pretty awesome. So the script that I've made is pretty simple. I'll go ahead and show you. It has 4 commands. We've got /warp, /setwarp, /warps, and /delwarp. And most of those didn't work, or all but one of those didn't work because it's going to tell me the usage. So first thing first, /setwarp. So we'll just go ahead and set a warp, /setwarp test. And you'll see that it created test warp. And if we head over here to a different position and do /warp test, it'll teleport us to that warp. And it even has a nice little sound. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. It's kind of quiet, but it does have sound. If you try and set a warp that already exists, it's going to tell you this already exists. Please delete it and try again. And if you try and warp to a warp that does not exist, it'll tell you that the warp doesn't exist. Each time you add a warp, it'll add it to the warp list, so you can see we've got test now. And if we delete the warp, we can't warp to it anymore, and it does not appear in /warps. Like I said, this is just basic. There's way more stuff that you can do in Skript. It's a little hard to learn, but not really that hard. And I'm going to go ahead and show you this script, the code that was used to make it. Alright, so here we are in the code that was used to make the script. You can also see Bandicam down there. But it's a little bit complicated. It looks a little complicated at first, but it's pretty easy to learn. So if we take a look, we've got each command starts with command, /command, and then the arguments. So you can see I've got that. Each one of these represents basically a new script. It's just all in one file. So here we've got the setwarp command. You can see it's got an argument here. We've got the permission node and what it says when you don't have the permission node. And then usage. Then we've got, basically we say trigger to tell the plugin this is what it does. And then we have a thing right here. It says warp.arg1 is set. That basically means if this warp is already set, it's going to do this stuff. So it'll tell us this warp already exists. Please delete it and try again. And it'll send that to the player, and then it'll stop, and it won't move on to this. If it isn't already set, it's going to skip all of this and move to this. It's going to set the warp, which this is setting the warp, and it's going to set it to the location of the player. And then it's going to add it to our warp list, and this is our list of warps, this variable. It also sends them a message that says created, and then the warp name, and then warp to the player. Then we've got our warp command. This one's a lot simpler. This has, if the warp is set, it's going to teleport us to the warp. It's going to send us a message saying that we were teleported, and then this is what does the sound. I'm using a plugin called Sound Command in order to execute that. It's just executing a command from console, playing the sound to the player, like so. And then we stop. So this stops it from moving on to this, and if this isn't set, it's going to skip all this, and it's going to send them this message here, which says that warp does not exist. sends that to the player. /warps is definitely the simplest command in the script. We've got the permission nodes and stuff, and then the trigger is just one line. We're basically just sending the player a message with the list of warps, and it's really that simple for the list. Definitely easier than the rest of the script. And finally, we've got del warp or delete, and you can see if this warp in the argument is set, it's going to delete it. It's going to send a message to the player, and it's going to remove it from our warp list. And then we're going to send the player a message if this stops the script. Sorry about that. This stops the script, so basically it won't move on to this. And if this isn't set, it'll skip all of this and move straight to here, and that sends a message saying that the warp doesn't exist, so it can't be deleted. So hopefully it looks a lot more simple now that I've broken it down. If not, it's pretty easy to pick up. You should definitely try it. I was thinking there's no way I'm going to be able to do this when I first started, but I learned it, and you can do a lot of cool things with it, so I definitely recommend it. There will be a download link for the script in the description if you'd like to use it. Basically, you're going to want to download Skript and then put this in your scripts folder. I'll show you how to do that after this little clip, and that is how you use it. So you can download this and you can use it as your warp plugin. So yeah, pretty awesome. So let's learn how to install scripts. So you're going to need to be able to have FTP access or direct access to the server. I have FTP access because I use a host for my server. After you install a plugin, it'll generate a script folder, which it's in the plugins folder, and I have mine right here. So we'll go and open up that folder, and then inside that folder we've got a scripts folder. We open that up, and we're going to have a lot of files. Well, you might not have very many files, but we've got these, so we just drag in our simple warps. You can drag that into there, and then you're going to want to go into the game and do /script reload scripts. Now I'm not going to do that because I have mine loaded already, and so I've just put another one in there. We don't want to glitch out the server, but when you do that command, it'll load up the script and it'll let you know if there's any errors. That's also good if you want to know if your script contains any errors. It's good for debugging your plugins or scripts. So that's about it for this plugin showcase. It would start raining. Anyway, now that the rain is gone, thanks for watching. If you want to download Skript, there will be a link in the description, as long as a download link to the script file for the Warps plugin. It's pretty good in my opinion. Just a basic Warps plugin. Doesn't have advanced features, but if you're just looking for a simple Warps plugin for your server, why not use this script? Other than that, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. And that's all. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Pegboard nurse, I'ma get 'em all. Living life for the next drop.